When you think of 2009 cars, maybe this comes into mind. Or this. Or this. Okay, what about 2009 executive saloons? Maybe this. What doesn't come into your mind is probably this. The Volvo S80. And I think that is ludicrous because this, for me, tops them all.
Before we get started, I yet again need to say a huge thanks to Horton Cars in Buckinghamshire for allowing me to do this review on their beautiful S80. Their website is hortoncars.com. You need to go there if you have any Volvo wants or needs. While you're on the Safari, Google, Bing, Android search, I don't know, whatever app you're using, search scottoncars.co.uk to find my new website, where you can read a new blog, get the links to the rest of my social media, or seek specialist car buying advice. However, first, sit back, relax, and hit the subscribe button.
Before I show you what makes this car so ahead of its time, let's just have a look at the outside, because I think that even from the outside, this is rivaling, if not, for me, better than the BMW 5 Series. Maybe not the E-Class. I think the E-Class is a very pretty car, but the BMW 5 Series, I think this is on par with. If I were to sum up the looks of the S80 in 3 words, it would be conveniently words starting with S. Smart, simple, yet sophisticated. And I think the front definitely creates an argument for that. You've got these nice, simple, thin strip headlights, accompanied by a nice grille that is, again, quite simple. But then moving down and it gets a bit sportier with your fog lights and the diffusory honeycomb effect. And then a level of sophistication and classiness comes in with the chrome surround of the grille and the chrome strip on that diffuser at the bottom. I do think that this car is a very, very good mix of aggression, sophistication, and conservativeness. It's unsuspecting. You'd look at it in your mirror and you think, what's that? Looks cool. But you wouldn't look at it in your mirror and go, whoa, what's that? That is cool. And you also wouldn't look at it in your mirror and go, oh, that's boring, that's ugly. Which is perfect. Moving around the side, and obviously the first thing to note is that gorgeous swooping shape of a saloon, which is always beautiful. However, I think that this car is even good looking for a saloon. First of all, let's just talk about the colour quickly. It is a beautiful colour when it is shining in the sun. When it's not in the sun, it still looks nice, but it really pops in the sun. It's not your average old man boring brown. It's more a cool gold. I don't know, you might not like it. I do. However, it fits perfectly with these chrome surrounds and this chrome strip down here. It's not a cross-country model, so you don't get any of that black cladding. It is all just classy, nice chrome. You do also have this little extra side skirty bit with a nice crease in the middle. Makes it look a bit sportier. Again, perfect mix this car. This one, you do have the sunroof and the thin aerial to avoid any pokey uppy bits. Makes the car more simple, more sophisticated, cleaner. Let's move around the back. And just like 95% of Volvos, the back is definitely one of this car's stronger ends. I say that like there's not only 2 ends. I like the whole look of this car, but the back is definitely very strong. Mainly because of these tail lights. So Volvo obviously couldn't do their signature the whole way up the rear windscreen tail lights. So instead, they swooped them up and made them end here, just to make them as Volvo as possible. I like it. Looks very good. Then got more chrome strippage going on here. And just to make it a little sportier, they didn't need to bother with any lip spoilers or anything, although I do think it could benefit from a slight lift here. They did give it dual exhausts with this little sportier bumper, just to lift it slightly. Only sign that this is something special, which it is the T6 all-wheel drive. Apart from that, I mean, the dual exhaust do kind of give some form of hint. Apart from that, very unsuspecting, and you wouldn't assume that it sounds like this. It is definitely on the inside, though, that you start to see what makes this specific car so special. Don't get me wrong, all the S80s are beautiful on the inside. They're high quality, plenty of tech, without going overboard, and very comfortable. This one just takes that and puts it on steroids. It is a Japan import, imported by Horton Cars. If you know them, that is what they specialise in. High quality, high spec Japan imports. And this one is no exception. I mean, this is probably the best I've seen yet. because it's 2009. 2009, you don't expect cars to come with what this car comes with. You don't even expect half of the cars from the 2020s to come with what this car comes with. I've got adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, heated and cooled seats. I've got Bluetooth, sat nav, electronic handbrake, electronic tailgate. I've got a dynamic chassis with sport, comfort, and advanced. A Dyne Audio sound system, which is incredible, by the way. Electric memory seats, as well as being heated and cooled. Keyless entry on the doors, and then keyless go when you get in. I mean, the list goes on. I'm racking my brain here to think if I've missed anything, because I know I have. There's so much this car comes with, and for 2009, it just blows you away that Volvo were putting these things in their cars. You would have to search long and hard to find a car from the UK with this sort of spec. So if you do want a car with that spec, Horton Cars is where you need to go. Now, aside from the spec and the tech, the actual interior of this car is beautiful. I mean, I love the colour combination of this. It's kind of between cream, beige and tan. It's an interesting colour. I really like it. With the black dash, the black steering wheel, and then the wood veneer throughout. All of it is aged really well as well. Like, this leather is still soft. The headliner is not creased whatsoever. The sunroof still works. The wood veneer is beautiful quality. The only thing I have to say is that when you get down here, even though the door card is felt lined and it is made with quite soft material, the first sign of age is that when you give that a wobble, the door kind of wobbles with it, which is, I mean, who's shaking their door card on a regular basis? The buttons all feel nice. I mean, your window controls, your power folding mirrors, they all just feel like they're going to last forever. Same with the indicator stick. Although I've noticed this car has a couple of weird quirks. So everything works perfectly, except the boot is a bit temperamental at times. And when you put your right indicator on, and then you make a turn, and then you quickly put it back and then have to turn left, or move the wheel to the left indicator comes on by itself. I've made sure I'm not knocking it. I've tested it, and it does just come on by itself. I don't know if that happens in other cars or if it's just this, but yeah, quirky. Now, I mentioned the temperamental boot, so we're going to stick to the back seats. However, I can assure you that the boot is fine. I mean, it is your typical saloon boot, so it's not going to be it's huge, but it's not going to be the most usable. Get things in. So the boot, you kind of know what you're getting. It's going to be like a 5 Series E-Class A6. Now, in the back, it's just incredible that Volvo do this. They pay just as much attention to the back of their car as they do the front of the car. This one in particular is advanced. Now, you've got your headphone jacks in here via aux or headphones to listen to the sound system, whatever you want to do, with its own controls. So it's very much accommodating for rear passengers. You've got more wood veneer, you've got more beautiful quality leather, and what you've got oozes of, especially for a saloon, is space. I mean, my head is nowhere near there. I'm 6'1", and I'm sat behind myself. This is set up for me. I'm a long-legged 6'1", and I've still got plenty of knee room. I mean, this is better than in things like an XC90. I've been in an XC90. I have more space in this. Yeah. Middle seat is definitely also impressive. It's got a bit of a harsh back. Not too bad, though. That is because there is a nice cup rest in there.
I think by cup rest, I mean cup holder / armrest.
But again, it's a big enough seat. You could carry 3 adults in here with relative comfort. The only thing I would probably have to say about the back is that the view out the window could be a bit better, but that is because of the saloon shape. It just kind of drops out a little. Perfectly adequate, though. Definitely a good car for long distance cruising for all the family, or even if you want to be a taxi driver, or potentially even a very low budget chauffeur driver. Alright, so we spoke about the features on the inside of this car. However, I'm I'm going to pretend that my phone screen isn't cracked. In fact, I've got a screen protector, it's fine. Anyway, my favourite feature for this car, if I can find it, is under here. And that is this turbocharged 3-litre inline 6. It sounds incredible, it goes really nicely, and it puts out plenty of power. However, the best thing about it is probably just how smooth it is. It takes you wherever you need to be, however you want it to be, with minimal fuss. I'm going to show you more about how it works later in the drive. How many cubby holders does this car have? Because I might say it's practical, the stats don't lie. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These doors are vicious. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I'm going to call it at 18. That actually bodes in its favour. That is one of the better Volvos I've had on the channel, 18. Fair enough. That's enough nonsense. Let's see the important bit. What is this car like on the road? Alright, well, to start off the drive, we're in this ruralish area with a nice twisty road. So we're going to select Sport for the suspension, Sport for the gearbox, and see how it handles. Now, I'm not expecting big things. It is based on the Mondeo platform, so it should be capable, but it's clearly set up for comfort and luxury. But let's give it a go. Let's just shut the roof and the windows so that you can hear me. And bang. Pulling power is absolutely plentiful. There's a bit of body roll, that's undeniable, but I mean, it can take these corners at bloody good pace. Yeah, it never feels unsettled, it's very planted, very poised. Steering's got a bit of feedback to it, probably not the most. I've not set up advanced mode, so it probably could be a bit better, but definitely sure-footed. Such a big car, it handles alright. That body roll does kind of ruin the amount of fun that you can have. It's not a non-fun to drive car, especially when it makes the noise it does. That's a big element to it. But I don't think you can call it something that's necessarily sporty to drive. Alright, joining the A34 then, it is a tight slip road, so another little power test for us. Yeah, it's plenty powerful enough, this car. Oh, and we're slowing down majorly. Nice. Well, that's handy, isn't it? To show you what it's like long distance cruising. Well, what I can say is that in traffic, it's really nice because you just set up your adaptive cruise and I don't have to lift a finger until we get below 20 miles an hour and it deactivates. But for a 2009 car, this is probably the most relaxing to drive. I mean, take it onto a motorway and the seats keep you in supreme comfort. The suspension is set up for cruising, and that weight that this car has just kind of makes it go along the road with poise. Even if it's windy, you don't feel, ooh. It's just nice, it's really nice. You feel, it feels like a glider. It doesn't feel like I'm driving. Even with that T6 engine, it is loud when you want it to be. It goes really quiet, it's nice and refined. The only thing you can hear on there is going to be that aircon. The engine has a nice rumble at about 2000 RPM, but you never need to use 2000 RPM. Very good as a cruise with this car. Very relaxing. You hardly have to do anything to the car. I mean, just keep your hands on the wheel, activate your adaptive cruise. That's about it. However, surely at some point in your driving life you're going to need to drive around town, so let's see how it fares in the disgraceful town of Bicester in Oxfordshire, where there are potholes galore, speed bumps everywhere and traffic. Okay, so we've lost the camera glasses. They don't have enough battery. We're turning into this road, and first thing that I'll test is turning circle. Now, I'm not expecting great things. is a Volvo after all, and it's a long one at that, but let's give it a go. Ooh. Oh, 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 oh. I just did a U-turn in a Volvo. Okay, so turning circles actually really quite impressive. Floating along this uneven surface then, and you do get the occasional jolt, but it's nothing that makes you feel uncomfortable. With the Tesla coming at you, you kind of start to feel that it is a big car. Maneuverability though, as I just discovered, is really quite good. As is visibility. Obviously you've got all the driver aids like blind spot information and lane keep assist that make dealing with a big car easier, as is front and rear parking sensors. I'm going to move up a bit. Driving along parked cars, I never feel like I'm going to brush across them or anything. It's not that big, it's just you start to feel it when you're in town. Over speed bumps, this thing glides. Let me show you. That was 20 mile an hour over a speed bump, and yeah, really, really impressive. We are now behind a bus, but I think that kind of covers everything that needs to be said about a car in town. Over potholes, yeah, I mean, it jolts slightly, but you never feel yourself bracing for impacts. And ooh, over speed bumps, yeah, you're never going to have issues. And maneuverability is fine, parking is fine. It really does do a rather decent job around town. Now that leads me on to my verdict. Is this the best Volvo I've ever driven? No, it's not. Is it one of the most impressive Volvos I've ever driven? Yes, it is. Purely because it is, face the facts, it's an old car. It's a 2009. It's aged really quite well, both inside, outside, and the way it drives. It has the ability to keep you supremely comfortable, more comfortable than a newer car would, and it has so much more tech than a newer car would as well, that all still works apart from that power tailgate, but it's temperamental. So I would recommend this car definitely to a Volvo fan, just because it has that cool T6 engine, a lot of tech, and you know what you're getting. And I'd also just recommend it to someone that wants something comfortable and unique, because this isn't, honestly, it's not going to be a car that you're going to buy to hoon around. It's not that kind of car. It's not a Ford Mondeo. It's not a BMW 3 Series. It can be sent around a corner, and it takes you out alive with enough feedback, but it never feels overwhelmingly fun. So if you want comfort, and if you want something different, 100% get yourself a Volvo S80. And actually, if you want something with a bit of cool factor as well, get yourself this Volvo S80 from Horse & Cars with that T6 engine and a boatload of spec. You won't regret it. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.